this video, we're going to put together some fall floral arrangements. We're going to use a variety of artificial floral for these arrangements, and we're going to make them in these little cement urns. For the most part, we kept with a monochromatic color scheme for the floral that we chose, but we did add a pop of color with these reddish-orange flowers, and then for interest, we're going to add these purplish-blue colored berry branches. To keep the flowers standing upright and in position the way that we want them, we're going to use a block of floral foam that we will cut to fit the urns with just a steak knife. And the glue gun here is not for this project, this is actually for a future video. So the first thing we're going to do is, using a scissors, cut off the tags from the floral. Artificial floral can be expensive, so watch for sales, and if you can, plan ahead and pick the floral up a year in advance after the season, because the floral usually goes on clearance and you can get great deals on it. Definitely helps to have a garbage bag nearby. So the first thing we're going to do is cut this block of floral foam so that we can use it for both of these planters. This is way plenty. You just need enough in the bottoms to stab the stems into. I'm just going to move these to the side here. Well, actually, I'll put them over here. This floral foam makes quite a mess, so for the most part I'm going to cut it over a paper plate just to catch some of the dust that falls from it. You can find this at craft stores, but they also sell it at dollar stores too, which can be less expensive. Okay, so we have our block of floral foam and we have our urns. I'm just going to have the floral foam go in the urn like this. So really, I think I can cut this into thirds and then I'll have enough to do another arrangement after these two. So using a steak knife, just simply cut the block into thirds. So now that we have this into 3 different pieces, we'll only actually be using 2 for this project. You're going to take the block and just put it into the urn. If your container is a lot smaller than this block of floral foam, you can also use the steak knife to kind of shave off the edges just so it fits better. If your container is larger, you can either find a larger block of floral foam, or you can use 2 pieces in one planter. So as you can see, we're kind of just pressing this into here. Okay, so there is 1 piece of floral foam in the container. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this other one really quick. It's good to try to make sure that the floral foam goes below the edge by a fair amount, because you don't want to see it when you have your finished arrangement. So the next step is to plan your arrangement. So we've already done the part of picking out the different flowers. I'm just going to separate these by arrangements so I don't use too many for one. So the first thing to do, take your flowers, hold them up, and kind of decide how you want them to rest together, how many you think you need of each type. For instance, even though this comes with a lot, I might not need to use all of it to get the look that I want with this arrangement, but we'll see. So just kind of organize them together and see what you're thinking as far as how it looks. And then these branches are fairly bendy, so you'll definitely want to prune those shorter so that they stand upright, but definitely mix in a few of those just to add to the fall look. So now that I know kind of how I want this to be, I'm going to bring the container to the edge of the table and then hold my flowers up next to it so the stems can go past the edge of the table, just so I can kind of get an idea of height and how much I want to prune with the wire cutters off of the stems. Right around here is where I want to prune these, so I'm just going to use the wire cutters. If you don't have wire cutters, I would strongly recommend getting wire cutters because they really make it so much easier. And some of these stems can still be a little bit difficult to prune, so getting a decent wire cutters definitely is worth the money. So now we have all these in shorter pieces, which will be easier to work with this size container. So I'm going to decide which part of the container you want to face the front. You know, I actually like this side the best, so I'm going to use that as the front of the planter. I think I'll have these off to the side just a hair. So place those in. I'll add a few sprigs of this yellow. And the nice thing about artificial flowers is that you can bend the stems where you want them. Okay, so I'm just going to add these little branches of berries to this side. I only added part of the flowers right now because then I have a couple little stems to add as fillers later. So I think these little guys I might add in right over here on this side. Still have a couple more flowers to add in here. And then for the fall leaves, so I'm just gonna prune off a few stems, just add them here and there until I get the desired fullness. And it's okay that some of the floral sprays off to the side just a little bit because it gives the arrangement, again, a little bit more natural look. So there you have a simple fall arrangement using artificial floral, which is great news because you get to keep it year after year. You don't have to worry about watering it, and so it'll stay looking beautiful all season long.